Alright, hey guys, this is Diamonds, Demons, and Mushrooms, a gaming podcast, amongst other things. I am Ron. I have with me Chase and Matthew.
Hi, guys.
We're going to talk about some games and stuff like that, you know.
Stuffs and games.
So, is this the week that everything goes downhill and we all start to show how truly terrible we all are?
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
I think the first week is we tried to do good, and then now it's just going to go downhill. So.
Yeah, we were all professional.
It's just going to be a shit. It's going to be a shit show.
And now the dark evil shit pours out. Everyone gets to actually know us.
I remember when we said we're going to refrain from.
Do we start our dark rituals next week or this week?
I don't know. What's their schedule look like?
I think we should do next week because we have to kind of practice, and we haven't practiced them yet. So I don't want to screw up on the dark rituals. That's just me.
Well, that's legit.
If you're listening, get out while you still can. All right, so.
Or don't.
All right, so now what are we actually doing?
Okay, well, I figured we would start the podcast with our regular routine of talking about what we played for the last week. So I guess I'll start again, because I got
You started last time,
I'm a trendsetter. Okay, fine. Okay, you know what? Chase, you get to go first this time.
No, you know what? Go ahead, Ron.
Nope. I want Matt, you get to go.
All right, I'll go. Mine's going to be pretty short, because I talked a lot about the stuff that I played last week. Because a lot of it's the same. So my games I kind of played this week were Pillars of Eternity, Overwatch, and Pearl. I didn't have a whole lot of time to play games because I moved this weekend. But yeah. I'll start by talking about Pokemon Pearl because it's going to be the shortest. It's Pokemon. I'm still lost because I don't know what the hell's going on.
You sure it's not Digimon?
I'm pretty sure it's not Digimon. I'm pretty positive this is Pokemon, not Digimon.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing, and I've been actually reading the text that the characters have been, like, talking to me about, and, like, I still don't know where the hell to go, so that's fun. I might actually have to look up a walkthrough to figure out what the hell's going on.
He's been moving so slowly that I've been wanting to start Pokemon Black at the same time as him, but he wanted to beat Pearl first, so I'm like, I have to play something on 3DS in bed in the evening, so I started Black without him. So that's how slowly he's moving. I told him I'm going to beat Black before he beats Pearl. So
I'm five gym badges in, and Pearl's pretty short, so I don't think it'll take much longer.
We'll see.
Right. Well, the other game I mainly played, for single player games at least, was Pillars of Eternity, and I actually got my feet wet with this one. I didn't not like last week. I think I kind of just briefly talked about it because I didn't play it much, but I've actually played I think I'm 8 hours or so into it, and 8 hours or so into it basically is the first act is done, and there's 3 acts, and I know the second act is pretty long, so it's like a 60 hour game. So, but when I say I'm 8 hours in, I'm not that far in, but I don't know, it's really fun. The upgrade system with the stronghold that you eventually get is pretty cool because it allows more adventures to come, and you can recruit different guys and stuff like that. There's definitely a ton to explore. I mean, it's an RPG game, so
is there pillars in the game that are super super tall, and that's
why
it's called Pillars of Eternity?
So I don't really know why it's called Pillars of Eternity. I guess the main premise of the game is you can see people's past lives and stuff, and you can see dead souls and talk to these souls and what they've done and stuff like that. I don't know, it's a pretty good premise as far as story goes, and the story is actually really good. The only downfall.
So you're saying there's no pillars?
I haven't seen.
I'm really bothered by the fact that there's no pillars. It's bothering me.
I think they
should have called the game. If it's about
that's an instant 6 out of 10.
They should have called the game Dead Souls.
Yeah.
To compete with
of
Dark
Eternity.
Souls. Dead Souls of Eternity.
Yeah. I don't know. The game's really fun. I've enjoyed it. I recommend it to anybody who's into that isometric RPG type of thing. It's my first isometric type of game, or isometric RPG at least. So I don't know. I'm really enjoying it so far. I definitely recommend it.
God, you're young.
I know. I'm sorry.
So young. Such a baby.
Young. 22.
Baby boy.
I don't know, Ron, if we want to talk about Overwatch together.
Yeah, I mean we talked about it last week.
I've been playing Overwatch as well.
It's just so
the same.
fun.
I still haven't like completely learned all of the heroes yet, and this is like one full weekend.
I was gonna say I think we've at least all tried them now. Tried all of them.
Yeah,
I hadn't even tried them all before this last week. So
I've finally tried them all too. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you're into first-person shooter games that are multiplayer like that, I definitely recommend at least looking at it and seeing if you want to buy it.
My favorite characters, I think, so far would be Farah for sure. I've played as her like over 50% of my time.
Yep.
And because she shoots rockets, kind of like the soldier from TF2. I also really like Roadhog, and Genji was actually pretty fun. I only played as him once, but I think I might try playing with him a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do it up.
So.
My characters, I guess, so far, like, I played a lot of McCree in the beta, and I played him a lot beginning, but I've kind of, like, turned away, because, I don't know, he's
OP as fuck?
He's OP, and everybody says that, but I suck with him. All of a sudden, I just started sucking with him, so I started going to different characters. I really like Reaper and Hanzo are my two guys that I've really started to like. And Reinhardt, right? Yeah, Reinhardt. He's really good.
Oh, yeah.
So
I like Lucio.
So my wife picked up the game a couple days ago as well, and she's been playing the past 2 days quite a bit. I think she only has like 5 hours into it, but...
So you're going to jump on board soon too, right, Chase?
I don't know.
You better do it! Oh, you're going to do it! Do it!
But she apparently likes to play as Hanzo and Tracer.
Tracer's good. Tracer's fucking annoying as hell.
If you're playing against a good Tracer, it's the most annoying character you can play against because, like...
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, like, the Tracer will be, like, dead, and then, like, they can, like, turn back time and, like, full health. You're just like, well, that's good. But, yeah.
Annoying as hell.
I think that's it for me for games as far as what I did this week, so... I'll move it on to whoever's next.
Chase. Go ahead.
Sure.
We'll go backwards today.
We'll go backwards. So besides my wife playing Overwatch, I've been playing Doom.
No!
No.
You like that game?
Right?
What?
I don't know how much you like
terrible.
it. Do you think you could talk about it for another 20 minutes today?
You know what? You want to dare me?
No, I don't want to.
I bet you could.
No, I played through a ultraviolence run, and I'm trying to go through all the find all the secrets in that run now. And then if I decide to, I might play it again on a nightmare run. So
you're gonna go for a third playthrough.
Jeez, man!
In a row,
freaking
like that's how much I like this game.
That's insane.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
And for me, I never like really ever replay games. Like even like single player games, even like I'll never really replay the single player campaign or whatever. And this time I've done it twice and now probably 3 times. So
I was gonna say,
I guess that kind of says something.
I've only done that with a couple games right back to back, and I think that's mostly the Ratchet and Clank games because there's a challenge mode playthrough, and there's like bonuses and some changes to the game. But I can't imagine playing it through right away again. The regular campaign, like I played Far Cry 3 through twice. I like that game a lot, but I also spaced it out a year or two, and I played on PS3 my first time and then PC my second time. So I don't know, man. You're crazy.
Yeah. I'm
pretty crazy.
I don't think I've ever played a game back to back like that, so it must be pretty good.
Still, I guess that shows how much I'm enjoying it.
Yeah,
so
for sure. I guess I did
definitely
do that.
Recommend.
I did do that with Borderlands 2. I picked right back up and did the New Game Plus or whatever. So
well, there you go.
Once again, there's slight changes though to that. So anyway. All right, that is all you've played, Chase, right? Freaking lazy bastard.
Pretty lame.
Play anything. I played quite a few things this week, but most of it was stuff I had already played. I'll just briefly talk about some of the ones I already talked about. Fez, I actually beat that this week. I think I was talking about where I had no idea where I was last time. This time I picked it back up, finally figured out that I only needed, I think it was 40 or maybe 32, I think, of the little collectibles that you can get in the game. So I got the rest of those. I did not realize I was as close as I was. I just was randomly exploring and found it. And then you go through a room, you do this little tiny puzzle, and the game is over. And yeah, I don't know. It was pretty fun.
That seems anticlimactic.
Yeah, well, there's like a little cutscene where like the world's spinning for like, and like dimensions are shifting, and it just gets crazy. And I don't know.
Huh.
I heard there's an alternate ending if you collect all of the little pieces, because I think you only need so many to beat it. But I just don't have the patience to do that, because some of them are so tricky. You have to literally enter a code like a left, right, R2, L1. You have to randomly figure those out to get some of them. Like, I have no idea how you're supposed to figure those out.
Well,
but,
try harder.
Yeah,
I
dude.
guess.
You should just know them.
It's a hard game.
Well, apparently you're not as MLG as you thought you were.
Apparently not. But yeah, I beat that. That's done. So I just figured I'd finish that up before the end of the month happened. And so I could be all cleared up and ready to go for Witcher 3, which I'll talk about briefly, but in a little bit. Next, I played Banjo Tooie. I have been playing through Rare Replay on my Xbox One. Some of the random games. I beat Blast Corps. I beat Banjo Kazooie, the first one, and then I beat most of the little small games that are built in there. I just figured I've played Banjo Kazooie. I should play through Banjo Tooie in hopes that I don't know. I like 3D platformers like Super Mario 64 stuff like that. I've heard Banjo Tooie is better than Banjo Kazooie. So far, I'm not really seeing that. I know there's a lot of cooler abilities, but I liked the linear aspect, I guess, of Banjo Kazooie. Banjo Tooie is kind of.
Are you sure it's not just like nostalgia factor that you preferred the?
Well, I had never
Banjo
played
Kazooie over Tooie?
Well, I had played it, but I had never beaten Banjo Kazooie up until this last year. So
Okay.
I'd only.
I just figured out that Banjo Tooie is a play on that it's a sequel.
Yeah,
just figured that out.
That's why people were saying they were disappointed that the third game wasn't called Banjo 3. But yeah, I don't know. It's good. It's a good game for sure. I like it a lot more than when I initially played it. My biggest problem with it is that you go into one world and you can only complete so many of the actual puzzle pieces, and then you have to leave, go to the next world, and learn an ability that you can use to get some of the puzzle pieces you missed in the first world. So I don't know. I like to play through and beat the entire world and then go to the next world. That's what I liked about Banjo Kazooie. Banjo Tooie has a lot of backtracking, which I guess is fine. It makes the game a lot longer. I think they estimated it takes like 20 hours to beat the whole game, which is pretty long for a 3D platformer. So I'm about 12 to 14 hours in. I think I have like 11 puzzle pieces left before I can actually beat it. It's not all the puzzle pieces, but that's how many you need to complete it. Kind of like Super Mario 64 when you fight the last boss. You don't need all the stars. So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's okay. It's not as good as Banjo Kazooie, but I'm definitely enjoying it. So, we already talked about Overwatch a little bit, so I'll just kind of skip that. We already, summed up how we felt about it. And I'll just briefly mention that I started Pokemon Black, which I also mentioned. It's Pokemon. I literally got to the first town. I have like a level 8 Pokemon, so I only played it for a half hour last night just doing the opening stuff, so not a big deal.
In bed with your fiance, was she complaining about the music?
I turned it down. I actually turned it on briefly, and then she gave me a look, and so I just turned it down again.
You could like put headphones in your 3DS and
No, that's just silly.
That's
so
blasphemy.
Going off the music, like I was playing Pearl, and like I realized that the one town's music was the same as another town's music, and I just got really sad because like they repurposed the music, and I was just like, I cried a little bit because it's so great.
Did that make you sad?
It made me really sad.
Very sad, such sad. And then I thought I would just briefly mention a little bit of a summary on Witcher 3 Blood and Wine, which is my probably most anticipated for the next few months at least. I've
Not
probably
No Man's Sky.
Well, yeah, I guess that got delayed, but yeah. But yeah, Blood and Wine I've probably put, I'd say 6 to 8 hours into it so far. Just in the couple days it's been out. It came out at like 6 p.m. the day before it was supposed to, so I got to play it a little bit that night. I think it was Monday night, yeah. I just first wanted to mention one of the first things I noticed was the huge changes to the UI. They've kind of been putting out little changes to the game since I first played it, which was like in the first month of release, so it's like a completely different game now going back to it. I played it when Hearts of Stone came out, which was the first DLC pack, and that was my first delve back into it since I beat it originally. And that already had a bunch of changes, but this one, like, when I opened it up, I didn't even recognize half of it, because, like, the whole inventory system, like, all the items now are split up into groups. Like, they were already split into categories. Like, you have, like, scrap, like, junk items, you have your gear, you have food, stuff like that. But now, like, in those individual categories, they're split up. Like, your weapons are a category, your armor is a category, your like horse saddles. It's a lot neater. That was probably the biggest problem Witcher had before, is it's just a pain in the ass to go through the menus and shit, and figure out what you're doing.
Yeah.
Another cool thing is you can now sample what things look like on Geralt. So, like, you can hold down L2 and it'll show, or R2, I can't remember which one it is, and it'll show what it looks like on Geralt, your new armor, your sword, or whatever. So that's kind of neat if you're trying to go for, like, an aesthetic thing instead of the best armor. Because I always just put the best armor on, so... and now...
You don't put the weakest armor on?
I mean, I could, I
feel
guess.
like you should.
I don't know if you can play...
I don't know
if you can play Witcher kind of like you play, like, Skyrim, where you can pick, like, light armor or heavy armor. I think you can, but I usually just do heavy armor in both those games, so... Anyway,
Really?
yeah, I always go heavy armor.
You've never even considered, like, sneaking around or anything? You're just like, nah.
Sneaking has never seemed that good to me in the
I guess you were the guy in Payday that were like...
glitchy.
You were like the guy in Payday that was like, no, let's not, like, do this silently. Let's, like, shoot everyone. I'm like, fine.
I don't know anybody that did this stuff stealthily.
I did.
In Payday, because it takes...
I did.
Well, I know it's fun every now and then, but it takes so much longer than some of the loud stuff.
That's true.
Though it is kind of fun, though, just say...
Hey, no, for sure. If you're playing for fun, I mean, I guess you play all games for fun, but if you're just playing to kind of try the mission... If you want to try it and beat it on stealth, I've done that for most of the missions. I've done most of them on stealth. I just prefer loud if we're going for XP and leveling up and shit. So,
yeah.
Anyway, I was gonna say the other thing is now when you're crafting items, it's kind of nice. So if you're at a vendor and you're crafting stuff, and you're trying to build it, you're missing parts of it. If the vendor actually has that item, it'll automatically buy it for you. So that's kind of neat. So this, all these stuff, and a bunch of other small changes have made the game kind of feel like fresh and new to me again. It's like a completely new game.
And everything you've talked about so far, Ron, is probably just a patch that's free, right?
Oh, it was a patch. It wasn't even part of the DLC. It was just
okay.
released alongside the DLC. So that's just getting into the actual UI stuff. So, and then I was just going to mention that the music kind of really puts you in the moment of the game. Like, it's got this kind of fantasy-ish vibe to it that just kind of feels epic when you're in fights. And then when you pick up, it gets dramatic in combat. And when you're roaming around to a new area, it kind of sounds super peaceful.
So it has some nice dynamic soundtracks and stuff. Yeah,
exactly.
That's
it's just one of those games that feels like awesome to come back to. So whenever I start playing it again I'm like, wow, how have I not been playing this all the time? It's just such a good game.
I do really like when games have a really nice dynamic soundtrack. It just makes it feel so much more immersive.
I agree.
Yeah, it throws you into it a lot better.
Soundtrack is like everything in, like, especially role-playing games.
Mm-hmm. It's really one of those games that I downloaded the soundtrack and I have it on my iTunes. So, I was gonna say, in terms of the missions I've played so far, excuse me, I don't want to spoil anybody with the main story, so all I'm gonna say about that is that it's just basically a murder mystery involving vampires. There's a bunch of people dead in this town. You travel to this new city, which wasn't on the map before. This is the new area.
Which makes sense, because the name is Blood and Wine. So, okay.
Yep, for sure.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, it's cool because, like, you go to, like, do this contract, and the person that gives you the contract actually gives you a vineyard to stay at. So that's why it's Blood and Wine. So the wine kind of throws in there, too. I'm only 2 missions into the actual main story so far, so I've only just barely scraped it. With The Witcher, I kind of tend to go through and play all the side missions first, and then I kind of just pick the lowest.
So the opposite of a Bethesda game.
Yeah, it's how I should play most RPGs, for sure. It's how I usually do play RPGs. The only reason I didn't play more of Fallout 4 was I kind of just wanted to be done with it because I knew this was coming, Witcher was coming, and I was going to be too engrossed in that. That and my PC runs like shit playing Fallout, so... I was gonna say, the cool thing about The Witcher is that even with those side missions, some of them are, like, more epic than the main story itself. So, like, the other night I played for, like, 4 hours, and I only did, like, 2 missions, because they were so freaking long. They're really good stories. Like, Sam came in to watch with me, or she came in to read while I was playing it, just to kind of hang out, and she ended up just dropping her book because she couldn't stop watching me play it because it was too interesting.
So cinematic.
Yep. And then you have those long missions, but on the other hand, you also have those super short missions. So there was one I was told I have a savings account at a bank, and I had to just seriously walk around the bank because apparently when I got there, they said I can't access the account because Geralt, my character, is dead in the records. So I'm told I need a particular form to correct that. So I go to the next window, talk to this lady to get this form, and she says, "You're in the wrong window. This is not the place for that." So you go.
Oh my god!
You go upstairs to this. You go upstairs to this.
It's like real life simulator.
No, I know. That's what was funny about it. So you go upstairs to another guy, and he's like, "Oh,
did you have to?
Well, you actually need this different form in order to get this form."
Oh my god!
And you had to go back down
go
to the first lady you talked to.
I hate going to the bank anyway. Why do I have to do this in a video game?
Exactly.
And then after that, did you have to go to the DMV to get a license for your horse and provide 3 forms of identification?
The
No.
D8.
That would have been cool though. And
I
then
don't even know what it would
you
be.
budged in line to talk to that guy upstairs. So this guy's all pissed. This other guy outside is pissed at you, and so you have to go outside and fight him. And then you come back inside, and everyone's on their break, and they're just like, "Can't you see that we're on break and stuff?" And he's just trying to get his fucking account.
I would stop banking at this bank. If this happens,
You just
to me,
have to
I'd be
literally
like, nope.
sit and wait for them to get off the break, and so you play Gwent with this other dude that's just sitting there, and I don't know. It was just hilarious to me. You end up getting your money in the end, but I thought it was kind of funny.
I'd hope so.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I will say that the funniest mission I've played so far was that I walked up to this statue, this guy freaking out about it, next to it, and he told me that somebody stole the genitalia off the male statue, and that this particular statue has frequent visitors who come to stroke it for vitality.
No, wait.
Wait, what?
What?
Yes. Apparently, like, there's like a myth or something that this, like, like he even offered to me. He's like, "You can come stroke it for free anytime after I like return
Oh my
it."
God.
You come and
Mother of
stroke it, it
God.
gives you energy or whatever to be able to, do the deed. So I
Oh
ended
my
up,
God.
I ended up
can't
tracking
even.
this. I tracked this guy down that stole the dick. When you find him, he's like a 70-year-old dude banging a young girl.
With it? Was he using
No,
it?
I actually thought that initially, but no, apparently he's just holding it because it's giving him energy, and he actually said to me, he was bragging, he's like, "I've already done it 3 times today."
Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
we're talking like this statue dick is Viagra for Witcher.
That's what they're trying to say, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it's real or not, that's just the myth or whatever. With
It's a
the
magical statue
It's a
dick. I mean,
magical
who doesn't have one
dick
of those?
statue, yes.
It's
Who
a
doesn't have one of those?
No.
statue dick form.
But yeah, that is generally my impressions of Blood and Wine so far. It is super enjoyable. I am super excited to play more of the main story because those have always been awesome, and kind of just find out what's going to happen to Geralt, because this is the last piece of Witcher we're probably going to get for a very long time, if they even bring it back. So
If
Yeah.
ever,
should
yeah.
be good shit. I'm loving it. So, I think that's it.
Why
for
don't you just
games.
tell us? Why don't you just tell us what you bought with all your money, and then
Oh,
we can
yeah.
move on.
Yeah, Matt and I haven't bought anything
And
this
then
week.
and then Ron,
So-
Ron over here.
Mister, I need to save. for
Mister,
my
I'm not
wedding
going to
and-
buy games or
Hey,
save
He
any
bought
didn't
money.
buy
games.
games. He didn't buy games. Okay.
I bought,
No, I know he's trying to save money though too, and then this happened.
I gotta
Yeah,
save
so
money because I'm getting married.
super
Ron.
impulsive. I'm super impulsive, and I'm just like, fuck it. I really need to upgrade my computer. So I bought an Intel 6600K processor, an i5, and a new motherboard, basically, Z170 Pro, just because I have AMD currently, and I need to upgrade that or change it to Intel. So, and then I went balls deep, and I found and bought a 1080 Founders Edition today. Even though I know I could probably wait and get it cheaper, but
I don't
Yep.
even want to
Buddy
tell
couldn't
you.
wait.
I couldn't wait. I'm too anxious. I'm gonna have my motherboard, and I'm gonna have my processor, and I'm not gonna be able to get the fucking graphics card.
I
in
am pretty
there.
jelly though, not gonna
No,
lie.
I
It's
am
gonna be
extremely
awesome.
jealous.
It's gonna be
amazing.
awesome when I plug it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be so
So,
great.
Are you gonna instantly just jizz?
Oh god, I'm
Just
just gonna
everywhere.
I'm gonna
No,
run my
because
most intensive game.
he has the statue dick that gives
Yeah, I
him
have the
like
new statue. I don't need to. I'm.
he doesn't. He's
I'm
not
up-
gonna
I'm good to
jizz.
go.
He's good to go.
He's gonna go rub it for vitality.
I don't need to rub it, man. I got the most vitality of anyone.
Yeah,
You
because
should
you have
see it.
Viagra.
I think the 1080 will be your equivalent statue, Dick.
I think so too. You're gonna be running that.
I'll just have to look at it, or I'm gonna have to boot a game up or run benchmarks or something, and just be like, ugh. Yeah.
It'd be impressive, that's for sure.
All right. Yep, that's what I purchased. Wasted a bunch of money. Hopefully, I'm gonna refrain from buying anything for a little while. Right? Yeah. So.
I'm giving it till the Steam sale, and then you're gonna buy a bunch of stuff.
Well, I mean, that's money I already have bought, so it's not technically me purchasing it.
Sure,
But
okay.
I think at Steam sale, I probably
excuses.
will. I will get
keep telling yourself that, Rod. Just keep telling yourself that.
Hey man, back off. Fight me IRL.
Okay.
I should just buy Witcher 3 on PC.
Yeah, you should. It's only like $20.
I'm surprised you didn't, honestly.
It's 25. I didn't get it originally because I didn't think it would run on my 760.
It probably wouldn't have,
well,
actually.
Yeah. But now I'm regretting not having it, so.
All these games that you won't have on PC.
I know.
You could take advantage of your 1080.
Oh, well. Anyway.
Alright. On to news and announcements and stuff.
Yeah. I guess I'll talk about the first one since I'm not sure if either of you guys know about it.
Nope.
Have you've never heard of The Last Guardian?
Heard of it.
I've heard of it, but
I was
I've
gonna
never
say,
seen
how
it.
have neither of you? How did neither?
Like,
of you
I've
know
heard of
anything
it
about
because
Last
it was
Guardian?
like talked about at E3 last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You know that it was announced to come out around the time of the PS3 launch. So this game is basically vaporware at this point. It was basically Half-Life 3. Like, people thought it was never going to come out. It was announced almost 10 years ago. So
it's more like Duke Nukem 3D.
Yeah, it's Duke
Or,
Nukem Forever, or
Like Battlecry or whatever
Forever,
that new Bethesda game is going to be.
Well, yeah.
Isn't Battlecry? Yeah, Battlecry.
Yeah, that one hasn't been.
It's not going to ever come out.
We'll see.
Initial
But anyway,
release
they
date.
It's not going to come out.
Sorry.
They
go on.
basically said that Last Guardian's coming out in 2016 due to the fact that there's a playable demo now of it, which is just amazing to me that it's finally coming out. It looked amazing at last year's E3. I have never played Ico or Shadow of the Colossus, which were this creator's previous.
Heard that one was amazing.
Yeah, those games are supposedly some of the best games you can get on consoles. So I definitely feel like I should play them before I get Last Guardian. So maybe if there's a sale, I'll pick those up at some point.
Oh, okay, yeah, now I remember this one. I remember watching a teaser about it like last year.
Yeah,
actually.
it was brought up again at E3 last year for the first time in years.
Yeah,
so.
That's right. I knew
people
it
went
sounded familiar. I had to look
insane.
it up again. Yeah, this one does look really great.
Yeah.
I'm pretty jealous it's not coming to PC. Like,
You'll get a PS4 eventually, right? Just sell your PS3. Me and Matt have one. Just join the bandwagon, man. Peer pressure, just like Overwatch.
don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I remember seeing this at E3 too. But
For sure.
all right.
Anyway.
Overkill acquired the Payday rights and dropped the microtransactions. I've never played it with the microtransactions, I guess, but I did play it before.
I kind of stopped playing it because of the microtransactions, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I did as well. When I heard that, I kind of uninstalled it and said nope.
Yep,
Just to clarify, too, Starbreeze is Overkill's owner, and they are the ones that acquired the rights back. Starbreeze bought the rights back from 505 Games. I guess 505 owned like 30% or something like that. So they fully own it now.
And they were the ones that wanted the microtransactions.
That's what the rumors are. I'm guessing because of the fact that they just bought back the rights and dropped them, that maybe that's true. So I don't know. It seems like the future is looking good for them now, especially with the idea of a possible Payday 3 in the future. They did just say that there's going to be another 18 months of Payday 2 support, so it'll be a while if there is a Payday
18 months?
So. Yep, they basically have a contract where they develop DLC for it for a certain amount of time, and it's just got extended again for another 18 months. So
that's insane.
I think it was more kind of like a fan service deal, like I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, we should probably put some more time into this to try and get some people back before we release a Payday 3.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't sell well.
I think they lost a lot of
Because I think
people.
even with Payday 3 or with the reacquisition that Starbreeze did with Payday 2 rights, I think they said that after development costs, they'll still have to give up to 40 million, I believe, to 505.
Oh shit!
Of game sales.
Yeah.
And then after that is theirs plus their development costs. So.
Wow, that's crazy. Anyway, that's interesting. I will be on the lookout to see what they put out now. Maybe I'll jump back into it again. We can play it some night or something.
Yeah.
It's probably a totally different game.
Probably not.
We'll see. I guess, who knows? There's like freaking 10 new heists that we haven't played, so we'll see.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Anyway.
So, No Man's Sky officially delayed until August 9th, as we kind of mentioned at the end of last week's podcast. But it was announced that they're delaying it. I don't believe they gave any reasons yet. And upon the announcement of the delays, the creator and a bunch of that studio started receiving death threats from people. So that's great.
Hello Games is the studio, by the way.
Yep.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, death threats are a little extreme. I don't know.
Especially considering it was delayed like 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's not like, we're pushing it back to 2016 or 2017. Yeah, it's just like 5 weeks. So
I get it. They said that they just wanted a little bit more time, and I guess I don't blame them for wanting to do it. I don't
know. Like Hello Games. Oh, go ahead, Ron. Sorry.
I was just going to say, I think the biggest part of the backlash is the fact that it was a rumor and they didn't announce it for like 3 days, so people were hanging on to hope that it wasn't actually delayed. That and that Kotaku developer was like, everyone was saying that he was a liar and it wasn't true and stuff, and I think it's kind of funny.
Phony.
Yeah. It's funny, he posted on Reddit or something and he got gilded afterwards. He's like, just wait and see tonight, and then it got announced that night.
Yep.
Oh, man.
And then he just commented in the thread of the announcement. He just said, "Hey guys," the Kotaku guy.
He should have said "mic drop" or something.
Yeah.
Something stupid.
And it was just flooded with apologies. Anyway,
hopefully that it's nothing big. It's just, since it's only like you said 5 weeks or something like that. Hopefully it's just they wanted some additional testing time or something like that.
Well,
but we'll see.
And it's a pretty small, like Hello Games is a pretty small studio, so even if it's just like a bug or something that they just realized was there, it could take them a little bit to make sure. So I'm definitely okay with it as long as they get it all figured out.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I'd rather the game be delayed and be good on release than release prematurely and just be full of bugs and then relying on post-release patches.
Oh, exactly. I think people are just getting emotional because they were super excited about it, and the death threats thing is just silly.
Yeah.
But
well, this game's so hyped. Like, it wasn't supposed to be as big as it is now. Like, it was never supposed to be this giant like thing.
I think Sony
that's
funding it and stuff. Yeah.
That's why it got delayed right away. Anyway, it was because like they were like the scope got giant after people like Sony got involved and stuff. Like the scope just like grew and grew and grew, and then they had to delay it. So
anyway, next item we have Rocket League Season 3 is starting in late June, they've announced. They showed off a new map called Pillars, I think it is. Or something like that. It has
it's actually pillars.
It
actually has pillars. Now I'm like,
it's basically Pillars of Eternity, but the actual
unlike
Pillars
that
of
shit
Eternity.
game Pillars of Eternity with no pillars.
What I'm most interested to see. Oh, I was just going to say briefly, they are planning to reset ranks completely this time, which is something they have not done since the preseason. Since the game launched, I should say. So
I think that's a really good idea.
Work your way back up.
To be honest.
I feel like at this point, a lot of the people are stuck in what area they are now because they can't move up, they can't move down, and we don't actually know how people are. I might actually be lower skill than what I'm at because I was placed into gold right away, so who knows? Yep. We'll see what happens. What else was I going to say about it? They also just announced today that they are going to do some item revamps, so like the item drops you get. I can't remember exactly what it is. I think they're going to get specific items that upgrade depending upon certain things. So if you get like a rare item, it has like some stat on it, like block or centers. Like that'll be the thing that you have to go for. And as you get more centers, that item actually upgrades into a new name and stuff.
So like item tiering, like it has tiers and stuff almost?
Yeah, I don't think it has any actual effect. But maybe it'll just make it look a little cooler. I don't know.
Yep.
It might just be the title, too. Who knows? But that's just, they said at the beginning they're going to announce more next week, so we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. So next we have, so I don't know if either of you guys are into survival type games, but Saurian, it's the Saurian game. Their Kickstarter just launched. It's basically another dinosaur survival type game.
Ark.
But this kind of, except you play as a dinosaur instead of a person. And this is actually during dinosaur times, like it's during the late Cretaceous period, and it actually takes place in the Hell Creek Formation of South Dakota, which I thought was kind of cool.
That's interesting. Yeah.
It'll have 4 playable dinosaurs, I believe. Upon launch in 2017, I think they said when they expect to get early access launch, they want to have 1 fully playable dinosaur, which will be a Dakota Raptor.
Oh, okay.
But they'll have Dakota Raptor, Pachycephalosaurus, T-Rex, and a Triceratops. And the premise of the game is you start out as a hatchling and you have to survive all the way to adulthood.
Huh.
So it looks pretty interesting, actually. Honestly, I think it looks more interesting than Ark.
Oh, really?
And then there's also the fact that it's actually based on scientific data. So their dinosaur models are supposed to be more movement accurate. Apparently, they have an actual emu on their staff, quote unquote, they've been using to model movement after, since dinosaurs are supposed to be related to birds, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
So it's kind of cool. They've been working on it for 3 years already, in their spare time, basically, and now they're just launching the Kickstarter after they have most of the game done so that they can kind of finish it off and actually get a little bit more pay from it, kind of thing, like to actually support it more full-time so they can devote more time to getting it done and actually release it by next year. So.
And the Kickstarter is fully funded, by the way. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, it's funded twice over. I saw that.
Yep,
I've been debating whether if I want to fund it or not.
You want to do the $1,200 limited custom exclusive backer skins, don't you? That's the most expensive.
Usually you can get the game a little cheaper from Kickstarter.
Yeah, I think early access is only $15. It looks like.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
yeah, the $15 tier is the base one for the early access game. So it definitely looks interesting. I've been following them for the better part of the past year and a half now, actually, almost 2 years. So I've been following them on Facebook and watching their little updates, and they've been doing like live streams of their dinosaur modeling and stuff like that. So they've definitely been taking their time in making it. So it's not like a cash grab or anything like that.
Yep.
So
you and your damn dinosaurs. Jeez,
and
it's from your dinosaurs.
From Duluth, Minnesota, apparently. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It should be interesting when they actually get it out to see if it lives up to the hype.
Are there any conspiracies about dinosaurs being in Battlefield 1 yet, Chase?
I don't know.
I remember there was a lot of
if...
that with Battlefield 4, right?
We'll probably
and
find
Battlefield
out really
3.
fast.
Yeah.
If only. I still have hope one of these days they'll put some kind of dinosaur mode in Battlefield, but we'll see.
Be an instant buy from you, right?
Oh yeah. Damn right.
Damn Skippy.
So, up next we have another kind of survival type game. This time it's a first-person survival horror game called Agony. In this survival horror, it is you are a lost soul that is trying to escape from hell. I believe the premise is you go into hell and you have no knowledge of how you got there, who you are, what you did, etc. But along the way of you trying to get in contact with, I believe, the Red Queen, you find out more what you did and stuff like that, and who you are. You kind of start to regain your memories. It's being developed by Madmind, which is a studio that has developers comprised of people that worked on games like The Witcher 3 and The Division, as well as a bunch of other ones. So there's some decent talent, it sounds like, working on the game. So
well, unless you count The Division, but
hey man,
that's true.
It was fun for what it was.
Yeah. I'm just playing. People like to shit on that game, so I figure why not join the bandwagon.
I've heard The Division is fun if you have like people to play with and stuff. So
Yeah.
For what it is, it's just a first-person like MMO, like basically.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Agony looks kind of fun. I generally like first-person survival type games and first-person horror games and stuff like that. So
Fucking right.
definitely looks interesting.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a new premise. From some of the screenshots I saw on their website, it definitely looked more of a twisted version of Hell, more like a Dante's Inferno type interpretation, less of a blood everywhere and pentagrams everywhere. It was more like this is really hard to grasp what's going on.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that's interesting. I'm probably gonna check that out. Actually, that sounds pretty good. All right. The next item on the agenda that we're gonna kind of briefly hit is, in my opinion, the biggest gaming news of the year. I don't know about you guys, but Fallout 4 mods coming to Xbox One. It got released. So.
Yeah, I think it released.
Isn't it in closed beta right now?
No, it was. I think it's actually released now. I think beta ended.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought it was in closed beta.
I think
still.
beta was last week and ran for the week last week, and then yeah.
I heard something recently about how with that launching, they have gotten like a 50% or like a 5,000% spike or something like that in players playing Fallout 4
That's
now.
crazy.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's really good. I think it's really good for console gaming in general because we now know that mods can obviously be done on consoles. So I think just as a matter
it'll
of...
be interesting though, because I was reading some articles kind of on the Fallout 4 modding scene for consoles, and apparently there's been a lot of console users that have been just spamming the crap out of like the Bethesda forums and like Nexus mods about getting or wanting mods and stuff brought to consoles, and some of them you literally can't because they use like the Fallout 4 scripting.
Yeah, you can't. The script extender, you can't use that at all on consoles.
Yeah. Yep.
Right.
And apparently some modders are getting just kind of off-put by all the messages and basically hate mail they've been receiving because like either they don't want to support consoles or they can't because the mod limitations it would be on the consoles. So there were some people that were saying they would put the Fallout 4 script extender in their mods basically as DRM against consoles.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I don't know, like I read probably the same article or similar articles, and I just read it and I was like, this doesn't surprise me from Xbox users at all. Like, not to like rat on like Xbox users, but I just imagine like the 12-year-old with an Xbox One like on the forum like being like, why can't I have this mod? I don't know.
So unfair.
Yep. I guess, but you're gonna get that with no matter what though. Like if you're
for sure.
No matter what you're
doing.
doing.
PS4 too this generation too, so
yeah,
I'm sure they're doing that.
It's more the vocal minority doing this, but they're kind of ruining it for a lot of other players that are pretty chill with waiting for mods.
And
so.
and I think once the excitement of oh my gosh we can get mods on Xbox now dies off, I think it's gonna like people are actually gonna understand and like, oh, I can't do this on I can't get this mod on Xbox.
Oh, for
like
sure.
it's not gonna be like why don't you make this mod on Xbox? It'd be like, oh, I literally can't.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That and the fact they need to kind of understand that these modders are doing it for free. They're doing it in their spare time for fun.
Exactly.
And if it's not fun, they're not going to want to do it. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I think ultimately this is gonna, I think it's gonna expand the modding community because it's gonna get people that that play console games like interested in it too. I think so. Hopefully it does.
For sure.
But
yeah.
We'll find out. So. All right. And one more thing about the Xbox, or a couple more things about the Xbox, but the next one is virtual reality filter showed up on the E3 site for Xbox One, and there was immediately like 4 companies that signed up for it. So
yeah, I saw that.
So I think that's
Should
pretty
be interesting to see what they have to show.
Yep.
This is going to be the year of VR at E3, I think. There's going to be a lot of VR shit.
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with this,
For sure.
the PS4 VR. Is that coming out this year?
Yeah.
Or is it out already?
I think you can already pre-order it. I think it comes out in a couple months, but I might be wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of VR. And especially now with, because the 1080 and the 1070 for PC should be able to run VR no problem. So.
And it's affordable finally, so. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, except for the actual headsets. Those are still pretty spendy.
But we no longer have to like SLI tight nexus in order to get.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So
should be interesting to see how it progresses. Maybe in like 6 years, consoles will finally catch up to PC and VR.
We'll see. I was gonna say that does kind of worry me though with the console VR stuff. If they do it right, is my concern, because I don't want VR to be turned off for people, because they'll just see it as a gimmicky thing and like, oh, this is terrible, this sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so I am a little worried about the console versions
carefully.
Yeah. Just because I don't know that the consoles have enough power to run them very well. But I guess if they're being programmed specifically for them, maybe they'll be okay. So
maybe
who knows? Maybe they can.
I wouldn't be surprised. So like everyone's concerned about the new PS4 and Xbox One only running certain games. I don't see that happening with regular games, but I could definitely see that happening with VR games.
See, but they already have the stuff open for PS4, and they claim that it's going to work on the regular PS4. So
yeah, but does that mean that all VR games are going to work on PS4?
Yeah, that's a good question.
The old one, like that's what I see happening. Because
maybe it's
let's be honest, the VR on old PS4s is not going to affect like less than 1% of their customer base, because there's like it's like $600 extra to do that. So
yeah, and people are already got a console probably to avoid spending that much money.
Exactly. So
unless you're like me and you have all of them because you're insane.
Yeah, because you are insane.
Yeah,
and you just bought graphics
I would agree with that.
Anyway, next item is that the Xbox One the Xbox One has dropped in price to $299. So I see that as a sign that new Xbox is on its way sooner rather than later.
Mm-hmm.
I think because there's two, right? The Slim and the
ones that are rumored to come out. Yeah. Sure.
Codename Scorpio, I believe, is now the official rumored codename.
I see the Slim coming out and being at like what was it before, the 350 price point?
Yeah, then, I see that being the 350 as well.
And the next year sometime, then the new one, which we'll probably talk about later, will probably be more expensive. Yeah. So I think you're right. I think it just means that the new Xboxes are coming. So.
Yep. So.
Yeah.
But I thought that was notable to mention. Another thing is GOG, Good Old Games. Is that what it is? Good Old Gaming?
Good Old Games, or Good Old Gaming, yeah, I don't know.
I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
GOG. The owners, basically, of CD Projekt Red, or it's run by CD Projekt Red, and who makes The Witcher, by the way. They launched a thing that lets you connect certain Steam games to GOG and get the DRM-free version for free. So basically, I think they're going to have a rotation of games that work on it. So you have to register your Steam game on there before the game leaves their library, and you get it free. I think their main purpose for doing this is just to get more people using GOG, because I think they're having a tough time competing with GMG and Steam and stuff. So
I think you just connect your Steam account, right? I don't think you have to register the games. You just connect the account, is what I heard.
Well, maybe you register your account, but I don't know.
The terms and services, the terms and conditions or whatever, like the new ones kind of just made it sound like you just connect the account. But I haven't looked into it.
I haven't checked it out yet, but I plan to do that, hopefully just to at least get a few DRM-free versions. I think there's only like 7 or 8 games usable right now for it. But
so do you do that through their Galaxy client, or?
I think you do it on the website.
I think you do it on the website, yeah. I think the Galaxy client kind of fell through. It made news, and then it just, like, nobody used it, so.
It dead.
It's DED.
It's not dead.
Like Battlecry.
Anyway, and then Matt and I were going to mention that Overwatch Competitive is coming late June. There was a little bit of a mix-up.
There's a lot of confusion there.
They tweeted earlier today that it was coming late July, and then
I think that was a typo or something. Yeah, people were freaking out.
He corrected it, and he's like, "Oh, I meant June. I meant July. Sorry."
Yep.
So, that'll be interesting to play. I think it'll be a little bit better, than the main pool, because it'll filter out the really tough players in the regular pool. Because I feel like right now, it's freaking hard to beat people in that game.
Yeah, I was thinking about it today, and it's like, I always do consistently average, I feel like. I mean, some games I'm really good, and some games I'm really bad. But, like, no matter how good I'm playing, there's always games where like I just get destroyed. Like my team just loses.
Then our teammates are always shit. Like
yeah,
I have
so
the other day I had the most.
Blame the teammates.
The other day I had the most kills as Lucio, who was a support character.
Yeah, I remember that.
What?
I was playing.
I had like 4 kills, and I had the most on the team.
I was playing Reinhardt, and I had the silver, and then I have like 6 kills or something, and like Ron has like sitting in gold with Lucio, who's like a support character who should be getting approximately 0 kills. But,
yeah, I mean Lucio's a little better than Mercy, I guess. But
Mercy, you should actually be getting 0 kills with Mercy, but
definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's interesting. And then I guess they're doing highlight exporting and saving at some point too. They don't have an ETA yet.
I was actually wondering if I could do that, and then I realized I couldn't. Sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, because my wife and I were talking about that last night actually, because she had a few highlights she wanted to export.
Yeah.
And we had to do the rigmarole of recording the screen through OBS and then saving it and then uploading it. So it'd be nice if they that they're actually planning on adding a native export and save feature.
Well, I think the highlights themselves disappear once you restart the game. So
yes, and there's also a limit to 5 per session. So if you play 6 games, it's only going to save the last 5 highlights.
So yeah, it's essentially like replay saving. I think that's some important feature to have.
It really surprises me that this doesn't have it at launch, because like Rocket League had it at launch, right?
Yeah.
And so it just really surprises me that you can't just like save the entire game. I think that should just be a feature of like all multiplayer games online now, because like obviously people want it. So
save button. Yeah.
But at least they acknowledge that they're working on it.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. Anyway, and let's move on to some of the rumors that are going around this week. I'll start off by saying that the Dead Island 2 Steam page has apparently been removed. There's rumors that it is now canceled because of that, and we haven't heard about it since... I don't know if we heard about it at last E3 or the E3 before, but we saw like a little brief trailer, and I think it was 2 years ago, that we haven't heard about anything about it since, so... I would not be surprised if it is canceled, considering how shitty Dead Island 1 was, so...
Yep.
Yeah.
Just thought that was kind of interesting.
If
we don't hear about it this E3, I was gonna say if we don't hear about it this E3, I'd say it's probably
it's honestly probably dead, because I don't know. I didn't really ever see them making the second one, because I don't think the first one did that great. But
they just released definitive editions for both the first game and Riptide, so that's kind of interesting. But maybe that's just them saying sayonara to the series. So
yeah, it could be.
Could be. Yeah. Kind of their last hurrah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys know about any of this stuff, but the next thing is Injustice 2. There's rumors that it's going to be announced soon, probably at E3. If you don't know what Injustice is, it's basically like a Mortal Kombat fighting type game with DC characters. So.
It was kind of like an MMO, wasn't it? Almost, or like.
No.
So.
That was a different game.
What game am I thinking of?
That was a different. I can't remember what the title is, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh, man.
It was a free to play MMO, wasn't it?
It was like DC Universe Online or something. I feel like I've heard. I don't know.
Could be.
I feel like I've heard.
It was one where you could create your own character or your own superheroes, right? Is that the one you're thinking of?
I think that's the one I'm thinking of, but
I'm pretty sure that's something like DC Superheroes Online, or it's something like that, because it's like the DC Universe type thing, and you can like
Dragon Ball Xenoverse.
No, that's not what I was thinking
that's
of.
It.
Yeah, I mean you can create your own character in that. It's like an RPG basically, so that's the only reason I say that.
Anyway, I guess since it's not the right game, Injustice is just a fighting game.
Yeah, it's just a fighting game. I heard the first one's pretty good actually. I'm not sure if I own it. I might, but. I think I got it free on PS Plus a while ago, a long time ago.
Yeah, it was free on PS Plus for a little bit, so. Yep.
But yeah, interesting. Anyone know anything about
I don't know anything about Prey. I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, I don't.
What's that?
I'm looking it up.
Oh, that's been chased.
I don't know. You can talk about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Prey 2 website has been updated, so speculation that there's an upcoming E3 announcement for that, since it's been updated so close to E3.
Yeah, this is basically a game kind of like Last Guardian that was announced almost 10 years ago. And it was basically, it was actually announced as canceled in 2014.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the people that bought it was ZeniMax, who is Bethesda, if you don't know that. They bought it from the original owners, so the rumors are that one of the developers, who I think the people that were working on it before it got canceled was Arcane Studios, but they are working on Dishonored 2 now, so I don't actually know who could be working on this if it is actually happening.
My
only guess would probably be the developers who made Evil Within. I think it's
that would make sense.
Tango Games. That would be my guess.
Did they also do Wolfenstein though? Who makes Wolfenstein?
No, that's some ID. Yeah. Oh, wait, no. Is it ID? I think it's someone else.
Or that is it?
No,
it's ZeniMax for sure.
Well, ZeniMax just the parent company of Bethesda, id, and
yep, all of those.
All those guys.
It was made by
Machine Games.
Yeah.
Okay. It was just running id Tech.
It was running id Tech, correct? Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know. Okay. I mean, there's a bunch of rumors that like Bethesda Game Studios, like BSG, is working on a new game too, so it could be them.
Yeah, they could be making Prey now instead.
They could be making Prey. That'd be interesting.
I've heard the first one's pretty good, but I've never played it. So
yeah, I feel like that would upset a lot of Elder Scrolls fans.
Yeah,
to hear that if they're working on.
But Fallout just came out, so fuck them.
Yeah, whatever. I had to wait like 4 years for Fallout 4. They can wait 4 years for the new Elder Scrolls.
Only 4?
I was gonna say it's more than 4 years.
I waited
bro.
7. I waited 7.
Is that what it was?
Fallout 3.
Oh, from Fallout 3. Okay, I was talking from
Skyrim.
No, Skyrim.
Oh, that doesn't count though.
Skyrim kind of like curbed my want for the game for a little bit. So
all right.
Anyway, next thing, Watch Dogs 2 was supposedly leaked. It's been rumored to be a Ubisoft's game announced at E3 for a long time now, so it doesn't surprise me. Apparently,
do we want to talk about? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, apparently they sent promotional material to someone who tweeted it on Twitter. So
a famous YouTuber, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not famous, but like a pretty big YouTuber. So yeah, I would say that if you want to keep something under wraps, you probably don't want to send something to a YouTuber that is all about social media.
Yep.
You sure?
So I almost wonder if this wasn't on purpose. Personally.
Oh, I guarantee.
I wouldn't doubt it gets announced honestly in the next couple of days before E3 too. So.
Yeah. So.
Oh no! Oopsies! You accidentally leaked this. Yep. How did this happen?
People aren't surprised at all by that. My hope is that they pull an Assassin's Creed 2 with it and make it a lot better.
Make it
than
really
the first
good.
Game.
I never played the first one, but I heard mixed reviews. I heard it was okay, and
I played a little bit of it, and I hated it, to be honest, so I ended up returning it. I shouldn't say hate, it was just I don't know.
Dislike?
It was a shitty Grand Theft Auto with, shitty driving, and some of the missions
wasn't it released around the same time as GTA 5?
Yeah, I think that might have been it, too,
I think that was a really big mistake.
A shitty GTA 5 when you already had
GTA 5. Well, especially the fact that GTA 5 was kind of been waiting for, because GTA 4 didn't come out, or came out, when was that, 2009?
A long time ago.
Yeah, a long time.
And GTA 5 was just kind of when's the next one going to come out? And they finally released it, and then Ubisoft hey, we have something like this too. And it was shut up, Ubisoft.
Another big problem
GTA 5.
was that when they announced Watch Dogs, the hype was fucking insane, but then they didn't release it for 3 years. It kept getting delayed.
Yeah, that too. That and there were a bunch of launch bugs, weren't there?
Yeah, it just was not the game that it lived up to, that it was supposed to be. So
yeah.
We'll see what they do with the next one. My interest is piqued. I'm not gonna criticize it right away, so we'll see.
Yep.
And then we kind of just briefly mentioned the Xbox One Scorpio. We kind of talked about that last week a little bit too. Probably don't need to go that far into it. It's just a rumor for now. We'll probably find out about it in E3 in a couple weeks if it is real. I don't know. It's just supposed to have 6 teraflops. It's supposed to be 1.5 times more powerful than the Neo, which I don't even know how you can say that when the Neo hasn't
when the Neo hasn't been
really announced yet. So
according to the leaked specs of the Neo, it's supposed to be 1.5 more times more powerful than the supposed Neo.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's just a bunch of rumors building on rumors.
People have been saying that shit about the Nintendo NX too, and it's all just garbage. So
well, here's the thing: if it is actually 1.5 times more powerful than Neo, then like, congrats, Microsoft, because you finally. Like, welcome to the new gen, essentially, because like they finally are going to be able to match PlayStation in something if it is more powerful than Neo.
Honestly, to me, the Xbox
360 is more powerful than PS3, though.
Well, I was just going to say
I'm talking just like new gen stuff.
Yeah, current gen, technically.
Yeah, new gen isn't even that big of a difference to me, to be honest. So, like, I've played both Xbox One and PS4
Well, like
games,
right away, games were already using like all of the hardware the new gen had to offer, like essentially right away. So
yeah, but for the most part, I guess PS4 games usually do look a little bit better. So
yeah, they do. Well, it has better, like
it has a little bit
hardware
better stuff in it. Yeah,
graphics card doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
But I guess the Xbox One's a lot cheaper now at the $299, so makes sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think that's it for our rumors.
Yep, coming out next week. I'm going to talk about. I think Ron put this on there, but Dangerous Golf looks amazing.
Yeah, I read about it a long time ago, and then like as it's getting closer now, I'm like, holy shit, I love mini golf games. Why am I not hyped for this?
Because Golf with Friends is amazing, and this is basically Golf with Friends, but you're just destroying whatever is in your path, and it looks amazing.
Yep.
Nice.
I might have to check it out once it's out. If it's on Steam, I might have to use my my gift card. We'll see.
Yeah.
Except you're not buying any more games.
Yeah.
Shut up,
no,
Chase. Shut the
He's not gonna buy it because he's not buying any more games.
I'll let you talk about the next one, Matt, since it's your realm.
Hearts of Iron. I didn't really realize that this was coming out this week, but it's a Paradox interactive game. Pretty similar to Europa or EU4, whichever you want to call it. Similar to Crusader Kings. I know it's a grand strategy game. I don't really know much about it, except for it's similar to Europa, and I'll probably end up buying it. So, also they released I think 2 weeks ago maybe they released like a little mobile game to like coincide with like this release, and it's kind of like this story type thing. It's pretty cool. It costs $5 though. Or I played like for the first like 5 chapters free. It got me hyped about the game, but that's just me. And I also really enjoy these type of games. So
cool.
And then
up next we have Mirror's Edge Catalyst releasing on June 7th. I don't know how to feel, but I feel like I should be hyped for Mirror's Edge Catalyst because I really liked the first one. But I don't know. I don't feel myself being super excited about Catalyst.
I feel like it was announced so long ago that maybe it's kind of real that it's weird that it's coming out now. I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know if it's just I don't know. Yeah,
we'll see if it's actually good.
I think it's mostly because the parkour fad kind of faded, and that's kind of when the first one came out. Was like, oh, parkour is all cool and sweet.
Don't tell that to Titanfall 2.
Yeah,
right. But no, Catalyst definitely looks cool and interesting, and be really sweet to see what they can do on newer hardware and stuff too, because I remember the first one being super gorgeous.
Oh yeah, it was. For how simplistic it was really pretty.
Oh yeah.
Is it coming out in VR? It kind of looks like it is as well.
I hope so.
That would be cool.
I imagine
see that being
I imagine it'd make a lot of people sick.
Yeah. Considering how intense it is.
Well, apparently even the first one made people sick.
Yeah.
So they at first they didn't have a reticle.
Oh wow.
And that was making people sick during testing phase, from what I remember and heard way back when it came out.
Mm-hmm. And
then they ended up having to add just a small dot so you could focus on something.
Sure.
So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the new one, and if they. I'm sure there'll be VR for it. I almost guarantee there's got to be.
I just hope there's no mutant monster type things in it, because that scared the shit out of me in the first Mirror's Edge.
I don't remember mutant monster things.
They weren't like monsters, but they were like robots that were chasing you down. And they were super fast, like they were as fast as you were. And so it's like when they're right behind you, it was fucking terrifying. It's just like go. So
that's because you're a scared little bitch.
I am a scared little bitch. You know this. Why do you have to make fun of me, man?
Oh, you're even scared to play the new Doom.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Ron's a
I do
scaredy
want to play
cat.
Doom.
But you can't buy it because you're not buying games. So
You know it's gonna be a
I don't like this joke.
we're gonna forever, especially since you've spent so much money since we started this. Now it's just gonna get worse and worse.
This is the most money I've spent in a long time.
I know it doesn't matter
like,
though.
Right when I mentioned that I'm not buying games.
It doesn't matter because the listeners have no idea. All they know is in the last 2 weeks you've spent a ton of money. So
So I'm just seen as the crazy guy that buys everything, right?
yes, you are. You're officially that. It doesn't matter if you never
Pretty
buy
much.
anything ever again. You're still the crazy guy that buys everything. So
Anyway, let us move on to our almost last category, which is other tech news. So, thought I'd just briefly mention that, according to benchmarks, it looks like the 1070 actually does what it was advertised to do, and it outperforms the 980 Ti and the Titan X in almost every single
That
game.
I find crazy.
these are leaks, right? These aren't official, I don't think.
No, they're official.
They're official now?
Testers
Okay.
that
Leaked
have
benchmarks.
benchmarked
Yep.
them.
Okay.
This actual
Yep,
release.
benchmarkers have gotten their hands on them and have actually tested them on games. I remember I watched the Linus Tech Tips video, and they did I think Battlefield and Tomb Raider and a couple other games, and it was at least 20 to 30 frames higher than a Titan X consistently.
That's
Freaking
insane.
crazy.
On 1080, 4K, everything. And for 360 or 380 bucks,
Yeah.
the
Yep.
1070 is crazy.
Yep.
Like,
It's an amazing deal.
oh yeah.
But I went
And then
crazy and I bought the
1080.
1080, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. But from the benchmarks that I saw, the 1080 was only like 10 to 15 frames higher than the 1070. So, but we'll see if newer games take advantage of it, especially when Vulkan or when Vulkan API comes out for more games. I feel like that's going to help boost frames up a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Should be.
I'm definitely waiting for Vulkan API patch for Doom because that's supposed to come out eventually as well.
Huh. Nice.
I'm stoked.
Compute X, right? That's what the AMD thing's
Yeah.
called? Yep. So they're gonna announce new cards supposedly, and there's gonna be a $200 one that's gonna compete. with the
Compute
low
X
to mid.
actually... Compute X happened yesterday, I believe.
Oh,
They actually
I didn't
did
realize
announce a $200 AMD card.
Get with the time.
I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
Jeez.
It's apparently supposed to compete with it's like the 460 or 450. It's like a 400 series card. Since they have the 300s out now. It's supposed to be kind of like
what's
the
the-
mid-tier, mid-tier level card.
So is it more comparable to the 970 or the 960 of the 900 series of
That's a good question.
That's a good question.
NVIDIA?
If at the $200 price point, I'd probably say the 960, but
I'd say a little bit
I don't
lower
know.
than the 960 from what I heard. I heard they're going to make a rev.
Really?
I heard they're going to make a rev on this new card that is about on par with the inevitable. I'm sure that. So what I read is that they're probably going to make a newer rev of this card, and then they're also going to release the 1060 for NVIDIA.
Yep.
At some point.
Yep.
And those two will be the direct competitors. This card is basically
right.
just for people looking to get into cheap PC gaming, I think.
okay.
I don't know. I feel like that's almost like a bad move to target the $200 range right now.
I think they know they're fucked when it comes to NVIDIA, so I
yeah.
think that's the reason they're going
'Cause-
for what
Oh
they're
yeah,
good
they
at.
know.
Well,
Well,
I consider them kind of fucked if you don't, or if you do consider the used market.
Yeah.
If you don't consider it, they might be fine. But if you do consider the used market, there's 980s going for under $300 now.
Mhm.
So, like 280, I think is what I was seeing on some place, and then the 970s going for 200 to like between 200 and 250, like 230.
So I guess they will
And then
be
the
competing.
960s are yeah. So
no.
we'll see. I guess what happens there.
AMD knows it's completely screwed, and Nvidia knows it's so far ahead that, like, at this point, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be AMD targeting the lower end of the market, and then Nvidia is just going to dominate the rest of it. That's what it's going to be.
But I really do hope I'm not an AMD guy at all. I like NVIDIA, but I really do want them to succeed, so there is competition.
Yeah.
So NVIDIA can't not do anything.
So they have to do things
keep
like
prices
this.
high.
Yeah, with the 1080, where they have to do big upgrades to actually be able to beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
I feel that way too.
Though I guess we will still see big improvements just because of VR, and then the fact that NVIDIA is getting more into like automated vehicles and stuff like that. So the processing power is going to have to be there. Yeah. It's just the price is what I'm concerned about if AMD can't keep up. So
yeah,
we'll see.
All right. I think that's all we got for news. So I just thought we'd maybe briefly talk about what we're planning to play over the next week. I'll just go first and say I'm going to be playing probably 90% of my time into The Witcher. I'd really like to beat it, but it's one of those games that it's going to take me so freaking long, especially since I'm doing everything. So we'll see if I can even beat it in the next week or two, but I don't know.
Probably not.
Work sucks, man. It's hard to play a ton of games when you got a 8-hour week or 8-hour a day, 8-hour a week. That'd be nice. 8-hour day job.
I would take 8-hour a week so fast.
Yeah, especially if it's salary, right?
Yeah.
Right. Just play games at work, Ron.
Yeah, I should.
You're right.
It's fine.
And then
build a really small form factor PC and just bring it in with you in your backpack.
Exactly.
And then I plan to play Overwatch. We might actually play after this podcast a little bit, Matt.
Potentially.
And then we'll see. I might play Banjo Tooie. I'd like to, see if I can beat it. But I'm going to be so engrossed in The Witcher, I'm not sure I'm going to make time to sit down and play that long of Banjo Tooie, because each world takes like 2 to 3 hours to beat, and it's just a long time. And there's like 10 jiggies each level, or each world, so it takes so long. And I need 11 or so more, so. And then I'll probably be playing Pokemon Black in the evenings when I'm laying down in bed. So, that is my schedule.
For me, do I really have to mention it? Probably do.
God damn it, Chase.
I'm still planning. I'm planning on going through and trying to find all the secrets on my current playthrough of Ultraviolence, and then I don't know if I'll do a nightmare run right away or not. I'm tempted to do it, but we'll see.
We should just rename this the Doom Podcast.
We should.
Right?
Just Doom.
More emphasis on the demons part, please.
Okay.
It's going to take over the podcast.
Next week.
Yeah.
I really should probably play Far Harbor.
I was going to say, I thought you were going to play that this week, you bastard.
Yeah, can you please
I was going to that.
Can you at least say it like it's spelled on the Excel sheet right now?
With a Boston accent. Fahaba. But no, I was super hyped for Far Harbor, and I only got Doom. Like, I got Doom expecting to only put in like 20 hours into it, if that. Like, this is gonna be just kind of a time waster game, and it ended up being not. It took all my time. Like, it's crazy. And then I'll probably maybe play some Overwatch. I don't know, my wife's been playing it, and she's been trying to get me to play it, but I've been too engrossed in Doom.
Do it.
So we'll see.
Hey, quick, Chase. Did you know that if someone named Chase was running after you, it'd be referred to as Chase chasing Chase?
Why
I
is
just
so funny?
Shut up, Ron.
Why is that a thing?
Matt, are you dead? Is Matt dead?
I enjoyed that way too much. I'm not dead.
Hey Matt. Did you know that if you laid on the floor, you'd be a floor mat?
Yes, I did.
Oh my god. Oh, geez.
People call me Rug because of that.
Rug?
Rug instead of Matt, it's Rug.
Hey,
Yeah.
Matt, what do you call a paraplegic on the floor? Or on your
Matt.
doorstep? Matt.
Why are we doing this?
Oh, God. Ron has turned into pun.
Yeah,
Pun Ron.
Pun Ron.
Okay.
That's how we end the podcast with Pun Ron.
Okay.
Alright, Matt, talk about your stupid games.
Okay. All right.
Somebody wants to hear about
It's
non-pillars of non-eternity.
Yeah.
Yep. So I'm gonna be playing this game where you like don't have pillars, but they're souls. So I don't know why it's called Pillars of Eternity.
Dead souls.
Dead souls. Dead Souls of Eternity. I'll be playing Pokemon Pearl. I'll probably play some Overwatch, and I don't know what else. I might start like Darkest Dungeon or something like that. So
Bastion.
I think you should play Doom.
Bastion.
I might do Bastion since Ron gifted it to me. Bastion.
Yeah. He
So.
needs to play Bastion.
I still have yet to play Bastion.
You should. You play Transistor, right, Chase?
I know. Yeah.
Bastion
I loved it.
is more fun, I think, in terms of gameplay. But I think the music is a little... I don't know. I guess they're both pretty equal to me. I like them both a lot.
Yeah.
I've
I've heard really good things about Bastion. I just haven't taken the time to play it.
It's also narrated the same way that Transistor is, so it's really good. It's actually narrated a little bit better, I think. So
Okay.
It's good. All right. I think that's all we've got for today. This one was a little shorter than last time. Thank God. I think it's because we didn't have someone.
Thank God.
I think we fit that entire like first two sections in what was last time Chase talking about Doom. So
I was gonna say, I think it was a good 20, 25 minutes of Doom. The first, just kidding.
Hey man, it was worth it.
Yeah, no, that's
especially since
Doom
that was your
life.
like summary of something that you've been playing for 3 weeks now. So
Right.
But yeah,
all right.
That is all we got for you. Chase, you want to go ahead and ring us out with a little Squirtle squirt?
Squirtle, Squirtle, squirt.
Oh, I love it. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.